Yep, Rich French, Nick Skipo. It's going a little slow. It's not being friendly tonight. Yep, Rich French. You are.
All right. Except there's our pledge of allegiance on the silence. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, to the liberty and justice. All right, and this again. First off, our apologies. Like a shot prior to this, a little late start tonight. Sean, roll call.
Chris, here. Rich, hi, Brian,
Here.
Nick, here. Dan,
Here. All right, anything for public session agenda items only? Public session agenda items only. Hearing none, going right to the district building report. Mr. Casino, how are we doing, sir?
I got a couple.
Oh, yeah. I hope that wasn't the,
Since last month, we've made a lot of progress. Couple of confirmed meetings with the contractors, so this week we should have all the PCP or the PLC down, the floor down should be done this week. The painter should be done with all the white walls, that kind of thing. I think towards the end of the week, he's gonna do the ceiling over. So when he gets that, the electrician's gonna hang the lights in that big membership room, and we're getting a little bit closer to having that room. This week we should have the kitchen. All they really need to do right now is clean that. The GC was there today, and I don't know what he was doing, but it didn't look like he cleaned it all. The executive board room is painted today. It's gonna get floored tomorrow, so that should be 89% done. Really close, so we can get our stuff temporarily back in there, so our executive people can have a space. The chief's office is done, the district office is done. The bathroom upstairs is 89%, gotta change the ceiling tile, and it would have been cleaned and all that, so that's in good shape. Basically downstairs, the old ready room is clean, and that's ready for the chief to start his operation on moving the equipment in there that he needs to get in there. The hallways and everything were BLT today. The new ready room / radio room should get painted one day this week, I'm thinking maybe Thursday. And then the flooring is gonna go down this week in that room also. So that'll be a little bit closer to where we need to be before the end of September. They were going to start painting, I think, next week on the outside of the building. They were gonna drop off a lid today, today or tomorrow, but they didn't. But they did drop off that big Conex box that we did need for tomorrow, so we have that. The chief is gonna take over the operation of getting the engine rooms and the small 2 bays in the back ready for the floors. Bob was working on that date, which might be towards the latter part of September, I think now, maybe something like that. So when that happens, he'll make sure that you guys know that we're gonna be having apparatus outside or whatever for that portion of the construction. Other than that, the sprinkler is, the piping and all that is done. They have to wait for to charge the system and the electrician to do all the fire alarm system for that, and the fire alarm system in the whole fire station needs to get done. They were waiting on one other thing from FS&S, and I think they got it last week, so we should be able to move forward on the fire alarm. So as it goes right now, it looks like everything is starting to, come to a head here. So we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So thanks again to Bob for his effort, because if it wasn't for Bob really being tight with the Finney Group on some of these things, the district would still be, spending some money, but he saved us some money, so Other than that, I don't have too much unless Bob, if you wanna touch on anything that I might have missed.
No, that's great. Just, we are gonna have some additional purchases. We're just didn't want to come to you until we get closer to the near end of the project. But we had talked about possibly upgrading some of the IT that we may need to do. Talked about a big one is replacing the air compressor, and that's been on everybody's radar for the SCBA. And I think that's that will deserve high priority because it needs to be done. I mean, we're just limping the existing one along, and that was what the game plan sort of was, is that if we had some extra money, talk to Sean, that would definitely fit in with the project. A floor machine. We have some outside work that we need to consider once we get the project done, possibly a guide rail on the one of the lower lots. So there's a lot of little things still on the hopper that we'll bring to you. We may get the inside all done, but we still have a few things to do. But I think that's typical in a project like this. But I don't want to recommend spending any other money until we see where we came back. It does look like we're going to get probably about a $30,000 credit for the sub base. However, probably 5,000 of that gets eaten up with just Terracon and EDP and some of the engineering work that went in to get that credit. But all in all, I think the money end we're looking good.
That's good. And so I did say a couple quick things. That's okay. Game kickoff set. No, for starters, to the members of the Wise Fire Department, we understand there's frustrations with how long this project is taking. We totally get that. But I will say, was for Bob and Joey, this project probably be delayed even further. You guys have caught a lot of stuff. I've been at these meetings. I've seen some of this stuff that's I don't want to say being overlooked, but you've kept them going. You kept things going in the right direction. You've caught a bunch of stuff. It's probably say the district, quite honestly, tens of thousands of dollars just doing stuff that really should be caught more by outside people who are paying to do this work. So again, I know there's frustration, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. I would ask Joey if you could, and I know Chief Littlefield, we were at the last meeting over there where we talked about, now that there's a park, we want to get this ready for old timers night, and with everything all set for this, it's probably good at this point, maybe start having a building meeting, start engaging the membership. Because it's just like when we occupied this building, it was an all hands on deck moment. Maybe start formulating that plan to get your members active once you can start getting these spaces, because there's gonna be a lot of work by all of us. The other thing I would ask is if there's any frustrations, concerns, please come to myself, Nick, or Joey. Bob he works for the district, does not work for the building committee, the fire companies. He's got 20,000 things on his plate in there just doing district stuff. We appreciate what you are doing, but if there's issues that gotta be massaged, whatever, my number is right out there. Nick, same as Chris, sorry. I've been seeing you guys now. I lose track of what committee, but by all means, seriously, come to us. We're here. When you have your meeting, please let us know, because I think it's important that we're there. I'll be there Wednesday. We'll see how good JT's doing. We'll see. But does anybody have any questions for Joe or Bob or Chief? Do you got anything to add?
So basically, just to go over the plan for the month, all 3 Tuesday night drills are dedicated to the movement. Starting with tomorrow night, basically we're going to work on the maybe storage boxes and the 3 small bays. So dealing with the hose rack, dealing with the miscellaneous stuff, and the gray ghost spot. The following Tuesday, we're going to focus on our storage areas internally in the building, and hopefully the executive board office. And then the last Tuesday is going to be the main apparatus floor, cleaning that out, and then the determination of where the gear is going to be staged for the time period of the epoxy floor to be laid down. So it's going to be a lot. Going to be all hands on deck, as was said. That's our initial plan. Is the 3 Tuesdays are going to be dedicated.
All right, and I know there's gonna be one thing that's not gonna be done, because that track is still delayed, I assume, for the big window there on the patio. So we understand that, that's unfortunate, that's out of control of the district, and obviously any trade, it's this one manufacturer means this one custom track, so to speak, for your patio, for lack of a better term. But hopefully this is all running in the, as they see what kind of progress they've made. So any questions? Good.
When are we gonna get the lighting back outside? It's starting to get dark out. Awfully early.
The lights in the back, you mean where the parking lot is, in the front, it's not gonna get done until the shed's there unless we plug it into a lead cord.
And then also, if they're done working on the shed anytime soon, we'll get the trailer moved. You know, it's parking is limited for us on emergency.
They just finished that up this week, Nick, so they were there today, I'll talk to them tomorrow.
I mean, I know this, not trying to nitpick here, but they're eating up 2 parking spots. You know, there's no reason why that needs to be so far over. And just like I said, between the trailers down below, but it's like I said, it's getting dark out there. I see somebody go up those set of stairs, trip, fall, get injured. You know, that's more or less what I worry about.
Anything else? Chris? My bad, again, I apologize, my head's all. DP presence report, President Steer.
This month, we went to 2 or 3 recruitment events. Unfortunately, we didn't recruit anybody. However, we did have a member, volunteer up at the Scottish Fair, in Grove booth, and he spoke to quite a few people that actually live in town. Just, something to take note of, when asked if they think we're volunteer or paid. Every one of them thought we are a paid department. Both in Wynantskill and the Creasville side when they were asked. So that was interesting. We may be receiving an application from Caden Slagan. If you recall, he was a member with us, went through probationary training and got hired by Troy Fire. He's now completed that part of his life, and it sounds like he's going to come back as a volunteer. So that's good news. So it's something that might be on the plate for next month, hopefully. And then I just want to remind the district and speak it publicly that on October 6th is the county memorial service for emergency services. And from our company, Carol Coonrod, a Lee's Auxiliary Life member who supported the company, and Joe Kane, Life member, are being recognized and remembered for their service. I'll also just reference the fire service fundraiser that's being held for Assistant Chief Dave Flew with Brunswick One Fire Department. They're having a basket raffle over the month of October, and if anybody is interested, they can contact either their department, Center Brunswick, or the County Fire Chiefs Association. They're all supporting that event to try and offset some medical costs. That's all I have.
I just backtrack, we had a chance to get the one, we did have one purchase for the buildings, make sure we saw it first. Do you need a resolution to approve the shelving cabinet units? $3,198.32, resolution by Chris, second by Rich, roll call.
Chris. Aye. Rich. Aye. Brian.
Aye.
Nick.
Aye.
Dan.
Aye. Resolution carries, that's all set. WFP President Report. Chief Little.
So just to add to Jeff, for the memorial ceremony the county's putting on October the 6th, we have 3 members on the memoriam: James Burt Sr., Jim Fennelly, and Francis Giuliano. I'd like to remind the board that Mr. Burt and Mr. Giuliano both served as commissioners for a period of time, so your attendance would be appreciated.
Is that, it was like 1700?
It starts at 2 o'clock for reception and 3 o'clock for the ceremony.
All right,
And that's at the Bulmer Center at Oasis. You don't have to wear your green jackets, but we did find a couple.
And I don't see anything else in Dropbox for Mark, so we're good there. If you guys can make that, that'd be very appropriate. Stuff. Approval of prior month's minutes. If we have a chance to look at them, any additions, deletions, corrections? Motion by Nick, seconded by Dan, all in favor? Aye. Treasurer's report. Sean.
Here comes the bank recs for your review, and initially, the treasurer's report should be in your digital Dropbox. The money market account had a reconciled balance of $969,443.06. Of that amount, $91,828 is for general fund, $735,650 capital reserve equipment. $105,025.99 capital reserve building, and $36,938.40 capital reserve repairs. This account earned $2,451.09 of interest for the month. Year to date, it has earned $25,771 worth of interest. The WFD capital projects account had a reconciled balance of $1,010,920.71, earning interest $2,732.53. Total year to date, 38,000. I think it's six thirty-one 28. The checking account has a reconciled balance of $206,851.96, earning interest of $725.72. Year to date, $3,217.66. Attached are naturally are all the bank reconciliations, along with the bank statements, along with a list of all checks that were paid out of our general fund checking account, as well as the final few pages are the actual spending compared to the budgetary spending. And I just have one other question. Can I, is it all right if we just put it in digital Dropbox and I don't make copies of this because I feel guilty killing a tree every month? Is everybody all right with that?
Just so we have a paper copy of it, so we have still got initial. You assume,
Well,
there's
the
one copy. That, but we don't need all this.
right. Is that all right?
It's probably easier to read too. So you can
Yeah.
Expand
Yeah,
the line items. I have no issue with that. I don't think it violates any policy.
Okay, thank you.
So what's creation? One more tree into three, so the hotel gets done. All right, need a resolution to approve the treasurer's report? Sure. Rich, second. That Dan's in. Roll call?
Chris. Rich. Brian. Nick. Dan.
All right, approval of current month's invoices. I think Rich did the review.
Yeah, I looked over and see nothing jumped out at me that was extraordinary. I had a couple questions that we're able to sort out here very quickly and all looks good.
And not too bad of a month.
No,
No.
All right, resolution to approve invoices to pay the bills.
so was all.
I'll second.
Rich, Nick, roll call.
Chris. Rich.
Aye.
Brian. Nick.
Aye.
Dan.
Going along, correspondence received.
Yes, we received a check from Chris Foley for hazmat supplies at Lions School had used at a call. They back charged the resident. We were able to recover our costs. We also received a check from North Greenbush Ambulance for $3,600. That was 50% of the cost of the lower lot landscaping that On Target did. So at the end of the day, we only spent about like $6,700 for all of the landscaping work that was done on our end. We also received a request from North Greenbush Town Clerk to use the DFD facility on Election Day 11/5, which you'd already approved that, so she knows that they're okay. It was just a courtesy request. And the M&T month-end collateral statement we received for the month end in 8/30/24. That's for our Bank of Broome County. And nothing was sent.
Whole business, nothing on the agenda. Again, with business. Same thing for new business, nothing on the agenda. Anything for new business. Deputy Chief's report, Chief Klug.
You got our staff calls and purchases. Just a heads up, DFD will be, have a pretty big contingent going to the Tower Towers fundraiser on 9/22. So just so you got notice. We're doing a community night here. We haven't done that in a long time. So that will be 10/10 at 5 PM. I will be taking the majority of that out of my budget to try to cover that for the community. Repairs for the month. Well, we got fixed the switch on the ladder, on for 96. That's not a lot to save the district some money, it's $2, but. You repaired the oil water separator, valve, with that on tape, job. Bush 9, we have an ABS brake module that went bad on it. We're helping to locate it now, trying to find a new one. And then 9/7 will be going out for front end alignment this month. And then also, both Wednesday, the business car ones got a recall. Basically, it says if you hear a lot of noise from the engine, pull over, you just pull it up. And then there's a vapor buildup under the hood that could ignite and start to catch fire. So they're looking for maybe second quarter 25 for repairs on those. So maybe we'll get to it. That's all I have.
Weather's getting colder out.
Yeah, maybe.
So it may blow up between now and next June.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you, sir. Chief Littlefield, Weinskill.
All right. I'd like to thank Mr. Durivage for his assistance in the monthly reports. As you know, the computer in the chief's office gave it up. So I believe that there's a bill there to get that replaced. So thank you, Mr. Durivage, for your assistance. In August, we had 48 calls, kept it busy. What we're looking at, we have on September 20th at 10 AM, Lionsville will be going over to the Jacksonville preschool for a truck. Basically what they did is they invited local businesses and other organizations who have large vehicles to come, so the kids can actually put hands on the vehicles. We got a pretty strong relationship with Jack and Jill there, so we're gonna participate to support them. The town community day is October the 5th at the town hall. So both departments and girls will be fully engaged in that event. To see the community. Once again, the memorial ceremony on the 6th, 2 PM reception. Basically what the memorandum says from the county, it's more of a family support, clergy support type of reception in the beginning, and then 3 PM starts the program. Hopefully the air conditioning's still on, so you don't have the passing out. Let's see. On September the 18th, I'd like to thank Chief Coot for helping. Lionsville was originally slated to host the Battalion 3 Chiefs meeting. However, that's not going to happen. I think we beat that horse to death. So thank you, Chief Coot, for stepping up for me. And the only other thing I have is memorandum from Rensselaer County came out that Rensselaer County Public Safety does have the electric vehicle suppression blankets available. Still kind of new, kind of expensive, kind of see how it goes. But basically the county was able to get the money secured to buy a couple. So if the departments are in need of using them, they contact the county and they'll come as soon as it can. That's all I got. On Wednesday, truck 42 is going out for repairs. So you want some Advil or bourbon or something?
Bourbon.
Yes. But I believe Gio does have access to the computer here, so he should be able to continue to get the reports right in, so that shouldn't be an issue there. And I know the computer's on order and just takes some time, but there's no interrupted operations.
Yep.
Excellent. We do have one first request here. We got a chance to get for fire prevention supplies for Lionsville. Any questions on this? Resolution approved. Chris, second by Rich, roll call.
Chris. Aye. Rich.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
Nick.
Aye.
Dan. Aye.
All right, here's where it slows down. Standing committee reports. We're going pretty good here. Craig Strong is Jets game. Probably heard the third play on time since.
Yeah.
Right. Apparatus equipment, Rich and Nick.
Move along, we've met, the apparatus committee met at least once since last meeting. We had an opportunity to get a last minute invite to, go out and take a look at a field exhibition that one of the manufacturers was doing. They took it around the state. The two closest to us were, one was out in the Utica area, the other was up in the, North Country, Warren County. I made it out to the one in the Utica area, learned a little bit. I picked up a good bit, actually, I should say more than a little bit about the apparatus manufacturer. Took a good look at their rigs, so that sped it up. Our next committee meeting is scheduled for September 18th, where we were actually supposed to start scheduling, a couple of the various vendors in to meet with them, talk to them, see what they got. We talked a little bit about doing one per night or two per night or whatever, however we want to finalize that. We tried two per night, and my remembrance, my recollection is we tried two per night with others, and it turned into really long nights. I don't know if there's a benefit to it or not, but we'll take a look at doing it either way. So that's where we are with the apparatus.
I would just say also, the battalion meetings here also, so that, in the locations.
18th?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're small, we'll make.
Right. So just keep mine there. Any questions for the apparatus crew? Building and grounds, we have steel coating meeting there.
So it's all completed. They actually did a really good job. Yep, and they put those extra lines on the front, going out off the apron.
Was there a reason they started where the guys parked for responses and then sealed the next day, sealed over the top of it the next day?
They didn't.
You sure?
No, I'm positive.
Okay.
Nope.
Maybe they just cleaned it up really good or something.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Okay.
That was done, the second time around. That was on the second
I
deployment.
mean, it all looks good.
This personnel, Dan, to, same here. Finance, insurance, and audit, we do have to get a resolution to, adopt the proposed budget.
The total value of $1,780,199, the tax rate of $5.25 per thousand assessed value.
That's it, but Chris has hit on first, second by Rich. Roll call.
Chris. Aye. Rich.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
Nick.
Aye.
Dan. Aye.
Do we have anything else for insurance, audit, finance?
You going over 2%?
Yeah, we might be.
Did you already pass that resolution?
What's that?
Did you already pass that resolution?
No, I think,
Don't we do that in October?
Do it. You should do it as soon as you can. You know you're going over.
I think we're going over either way, so.
So I think you do it and then the proposed budget gets filed, you have your hearing. You'll read some stuff that says you have to do it after your budget hearing, before you adopt your final budget. That is absolutely false.
Oh, okay.
That the two are not connected. The lady that runs this controller's office has assured me that I'm right. Association of Fire Districts is wrong in their interpretation. You can adopt the override motion or resolution at your organization meeting.
Oh,
So
okay.
I would suggest you do it now.
Works for me.
Before it adopts a resolution to exceed the tax levy cap of 2% for the year 2025.
You put a justification in there? That's why I just say we're doing.
You justify it at 6:30 today. I mean,
Not the public.
Yeah, I will make that resolution.
As stated. By Rich, second by Nick, roll call.
Chris. Rich.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
Nick. Dan.
Aye. That will be a question on when you have to fill out that form for the
Right, state.
September 9th. You did it.
Long range planning, Nick. Helps read sheets. Not too much, we did ask some questions, I mean, we've kind of covered a lot of it already during the budget meeting. I did ask one question about, extra station keeper costs, it was just kind of, it's roughly, basically 7% on top of whatever salary ends up being. So if we, like a $20 per hour, 41.6, we worked at about 45,000 per FT. So that question was answered.
And I guess some additional information on that we were gonna discuss, I hope to discuss at our, coming fire operations.
Yeah. So thanks again, Commissioner Shaw.
I think we should, maybe have another long-range planning meeting and invite council to come so we can talk about some of these. Considering having a defined contribution.
Yes, that was going to be my look.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was coming down low side, but yeah,
Sorry.
it's all good. I appreciate the reminder. Just like who's where.
The sixth commissioner.
Okay. Wow. Just fired.
I'm fired?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Policies, procedures, and membership. I don't really have too much on here, just, as we get near the end of the year, just getting some feedback from different members from across both departments. We still got to maybe try to get a more consistent response policy, try to standardize some things. I've heard from our fire police where they don't even bother coming down anymore, because they don't go to certain calls, then utility 4.2 is going all the calls in town, and just if we can do like one consistent thing. I know their advice comes 24/7 here, so if we just try to get some kind of consistent policy. I know we got a lot of other things going on, but maybe by the end of the year, we can try to get everything standardized where we're operating as a district, basically. That's what we are. So I'm going to ask them in the next couple months to look at that. I mean, that's on our operations, but I've created procedures, whichever way. LoSAP, Nick, presidents, chiefs.
You want it?
We do.
We want it, but
And that goes to what Sean was talking about, we talked about last month about, that contribution versus benefit, that kind of stuff, what's legal, what's not legal. So it might be good that, like, Sean was talking about having like another meeting, maybe ask Terry, the night where you can come along. Some of the questions were basically, how, I don't want to say how easy, but can we just seamlessly transfer like new members? And it says again, for those who aren't aware of this, we're not talking about anybody who's currently receiving a benefit or in the current LoSAP program. It's like for newer members to get into like a 457, which we already kind of have, at least for.
So we already, let's jump in.
Absolutely.
So we already have a defined contribution plan and we have a defined benefit. So the defined contribution plan is for members over 30 years.
Yes.
So couldn't we just look into like already any new members? That's what the board chose. Would just be enrolled in that plan.
You would probably have to close out current defined benefits program.
For people currently in it would continue to accumulate.
You would want them to continue to accrue on the benefit side, and then other people do the contribution
That's what
side.
you're,
Right, that was,
yeah.
What is your objective then? To the defined contribution?
looking at basically the cost
A couple other, well,
over time, this should in theory.
except that in the defined benefit program, the costs as your demographics get older continue to increase. Because every year is worth more when you're 60 as opposed to 20 in a defined benefit program. So you're doing it to save costs and you continue to run your defined benefit program, you're not going to save money. The way you would save money would be stopping your defined benefit, putting everybody in defined contribution, which you're already doing for members of years.
The only other thought, Terry, was it might be a recruitment tool for younger firefighters, because they don't really care about the defined benefit plan that they get 30 years, but if they have this defined contribution that they can take with them and, invest it however they want or so forth. That was kind of, because the younger guys don't care about, I don't say don't care, but they don't think about the future. Whereas, having this one.
Ideally, for younger people, a defined contribution program is a better program, provided there's some flexibility in how you invest it. If you don't have that flexibility, and there's some administrators that don't want you to have that. They'll say, pick, 40% stock, 40% bonds, and 20% fixed income. That's what everybody's stuck with.
Right.
If you have the luxury of getting a administrator that you retain an organization that allows you to invest, you can put it all in, right? Index 500, make 10% a year.
Yeah.
But I don't
Have
think,
options now?
but I will tell you that
They do have some options now. We use,
Target date funds.
like the Lincoln Financial, but I'm not sure what they are. But there were, I mean, it was a while ago. I think they have like 5 options.
yeah, I mean, I'm in Lincoln Financial now. We converted to a defined contribution, closed out our defined benefit. Because it was eating up a fifth of our budget, because our demographics. But we also have PenFlex as our administrator, and they just had a big battle. They're trying to get us out of Lincoln Financial. They have to do more work, and they don't like the fact that it's more hands-on because we all have our own little accounts. Right. So there's gonna be more of an administrative cost than we have now. PenFlex doesn't like it, and they're not happy with Lincoln, and our response to them was, you got us into this. So,
Right.
but those of us that are in it like it a lot.
Maybe
Okay.
more of a low step committee meeting, something more regional
Yeah.
planning.
So
Yeah.
that's, but I mean, that's why I asked them, why do you want to do it? If you're gonna run both, then, you know, just as your
Right.
demographic goes up, you're gonna keep dumping, which, you know, if you're an older guy, it's great, but
Mhm.
older guys will take haircuts, they'll get their head shaved. So, or if you convert, if you stop it, but you're stopping with 30 years now anyway.
It's, I guess the idea is more to sit down, look at the different options. I mean, you know, what are the processes, you know, is there a public, obviously you do.
Yeah, it's actually something I know a little bit about, so. yeah.
But, I mean, so maybe
we can do that at a meeting.
Is there-
Worth it to, it's been years.
Yeah, pretty much since we made that change from 65 to 62.
We, you know, may not hurt to invite them.
And we do have a new rep there, Stephen, you say that's, I forget his last name, so it might be nice to have him
Kind of
in.
give a general overall
Yeah.
presentation on, you know, our plan, how it's been doing. Maybe just workshop meeting related to that.
So maybe set up something, maybe in November, give them notice or something, we'll figure that out.
I mean, I-
Between now and then, but hurt.
They used to come on a fairly
Yeah,
regular basis.
what was her name? Shusha.
Debbie.
What was it? Debbie,
Debbie,
Maybe
yeah.
she should.
something.
Well, so what you don't know is the FIS, Gladfelder was sold, bought by AIG. And the number of millionaires, because Gladfelder's was an ESOP company, it's employee stock options. And some of the people I knew that worked there for 5 years, they've made a lot of millionaires in York, Pennsylvania, when AIG paid them about 3 times what the value of their stock was. Yeah. So you know, there's no Chevys in the lot, they're Porsches and BMWs.
Nice.
So I think next couple weeks, I'll try to set something, we'll set group, you know, Sean and Terry, then, chiefs and presidents, we'll, you know, also in the interim, we'll try to see if we can get some dates for the FIS person who, okay, for a workshop thing. So, anything else for low staff? Excellent. Business operation technology, you know, you explained to me, Bob, but maybe you can kind of cover the,
Yeah, Dan's got
oh,
the,
Dan's got it, I'm sorry.
he's got it.
My bad.
I'll give the general version if you want more details, but not to get more technical, but essentially, we need to purchase 20 annual licenses from 20 iPads from Cisco, which are $27 each, that's $540. And then IT services at $95 an hour to set them up. Our current technology company doesn't touch anything Apple. So this would be a kind of a one-hit deal, so that brings us to $840, so I request approval up to $1,000 just to give Bob a little bit of cushion. Kind of get this finally running.
And we don't have to buy all the licenses immediately as we onboard the iPads. We can purchase the license, and then when we onboard more, we can purchase more. So it's not like we have to buy it all. at once. Yes, right.
That's basic.
No, it sounds like.
That's a great
It takes-
version.
Great, it also takes a lot of Bob's to manage these Apple ID things. Again, it's, you know, in the state we use the term out of title work. That seems to be your norm. There's a lot of out of title work going on. I'm trying to bring that into the, case I'm a little off of Bob.
So
So,
a long way over the years from our handwritten, everything, the iPads,
yep. So resolution,
yes, I'll propose a resolution to approve up to $1,000 for iPad service.
seconded by Nick, roll call.
Chris.
Aye.
Rich.
Brian. Aye.
Nick. Dan.
Aye.
Right, development plan review.
I think the developers are finally off vacation because there's been a few that's come through.
Yeah, I got a stack here, Chief Clue, if you want to look at this after Tuesday, the hotel. There's some changes to it. Long story short, they went back down to 4 stories. We changed the entrance. That's probably a little more user friendly for the fire departments going in. Instead of one like wide open thing, it's now got like a median in between, 15 feet wide entrances. It's more drawn out, so a little bit better layout. So you'll see hydrants on it. I think there's one there for Nick to look at on Main Ave or something.
Somehow they have. Solar, out 150.
And also I was told by Mr. Lasavita, the chairman of the planning board, there's Secondary Commons is coming on the real agenda this month at the planning board. So Chief, if you want, I'll go to that, or if you want to go over.
You do an excellent job.
Oh, thanks. So it looks like that's finally actually going to be moving forward. I think their ultimate plan is a presentation date, time if I'm wrong, a presentation, I think they're talking like a November vote or something to approve.
Yeah.
So I guess that's finally moving, good, better, and different. Anything else for development plan review? Fire map operates is Chris and Rich.
At a September 12th meeting, some of the things that were already identified, don't bring up, it was actually, we were actually asked to have a meeting as quickly as possible to talk about the things related to station keepers or firefighters, whatever it is we down the road call them. So we've got that on the agenda. We've got a couple other things that, like you mentioned about squaring up some policy and procedural issues. So it's going to be 6 chiefs, 2 commissioners, and anybody else that they choose to invite along. We'll be doing that.
And that means,
And that's September
well,
12th.
that means step on your toes. I just,
No,
you guys are going to come out.
Yeah, when you look at this stuff as well as, you're gonna spend money as your finance, you're gonna buy something as a purchasing. Some of these things we do fall into a lot of different silos. I understand that.
So just any questions for the, okay, recruitment retention, newly created group, Chris.
Yeah, we tried to have a meeting in August, and what if they gave a meeting and nobody came? It was a bad week. We tried to rush it in, to get it in before this meeting. We wound up collecting ideas virtually and sharing ideas. That's where the dollar amount came from 7,000. We did get some good feedback on that. One of the things that came out of it was that, some of the things that we need to buy, we should only be buying one and probably putting a logo on it that's representative of the district. So I asked Bob about the district logo the other day, and it seems that we use, there's an old one that gets used on the stationery. There's 2 different ones in use on the door sides of the chief's cars. Because those are there's 2 slightly different ones that get used depending on what year the car was bought and what logo got used. And there is really there's an old one that was put together by, we think, Jay Wilson in order to get some shirts made the first year of the consolidation. But really, we don't have a good district logo that represents this district. So I think we need to take a look at a low-cost solution on how to do that. I'm not a very good graphic artist. I did the artwork for my little business, and I had a graphic artist touch it up. But I think we need somebody with some talent in that area. I don't know of anybody.
I will reach out to my cousin, John, maybe he lives in the district, so.
We used to reach Ernie Mann, but his health is not allowed him to pick up a pen, pencil, and really do any of that anymore. And he feels bad about the fact that he can't do it. But you know, Dan's got a relative who lives in town.
Jim Fontaine's son, I mean, this is what he does for, he's done work for Warner Brothers and stuff. I mean, he may tell us no, but I can ask.
Maybe you can, you know, point us to somebody or point it, you know, but I'd like to see us do that. Then we can start to, brand things appropriately for the district. Because we buy things and and it's not to our benefit anymore, as has been pointed out, to keep branding things to Freesville Fire Department, Wentzville Fire Department. So our favorite fire district.
Right, I mean,
So
even in the
let's-
odds in New York State, there's no such thing as DeFreeze wine stuff.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I did one of my records to pull something out the other day and it said, this is under the Freesville Fire Department, it said dissolve. So I imagine if one of the Wentzville guys was under their records, it's gonna say the same thing.
It's all 42044.
It's all under, yeah.
No, we're not renaming that for us.
It'd be too confusing.
Yeah.
But that's some of the things that are probably even bigger. Logo.
So no, if you reach out, not if anybody else has any ideas, feel free to shoot us an email or text message or something.
It's just taking it all to the next step. It's all good.
Anything else for recruitment retention? You're doing good, Sean. You might make it going. Public sector, your feet. Sorry, Andy.
Just like Aaron's gonna be doing.
This is harassment. I want to block it up. Like,
All right.
Oh, just to let you know, the Able Park and Wyansville Schools taxes showed up on our bills of the 10% off. So a lot of guys are starting to see that now for the first time, so that's a good process for recruitment and retention.
Should be some significant,
Did you know about that work?
Yeah.
He said he did, because mine was on
I noticed the wording on the tax bill, is it for this year or last year, it said like volunteers slash firefighters. And this year it says RPT 466,
You'll see some.
which is the code, but it's the same thing.
That's how.
So somebody had RPT 466 code, then we got.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That may be an inducement to some career firefighters, join the volunteer ranks as well. Some serious money.
yeah, start talking about school taxes, especially some of these towns.
That's when it becomes worth it, otherwise it's not worth it.
It's a big number.
Anything else for public session?
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn. Say, all in favor?